Bonjour, je m'appelle Jim, John, Josh. For the last couple of years, I think people have been wondering who would be next in line for Nike after Cristiano Ronaldo to headline their most popular line of boots, the Mercurial series. We thought it was going to be Neymar, but it looks like now Nike has decided on Mbappe after giving him his first ever signature colorway in the form of this limited edition Nike Mercurial Superfly 7 Elite, the Mbappe Bondi edition, or Bondi. I'm not entirely sure. Do they kind of look like they have a Ninja Turtles theme? Oui. Does that take away from the importance of Mbappe's first ever signature Mercurial? No. So with all of that in mind, what I want to do in this video is go over all the little details included on what I'm sure will be the first of many signature colorways for Kylian Mbappe. I want to talk a little bit about the performance of the Superfly 7 Elite, and of course take a look at how the boots fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire review. And if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, keep in mind they are limited edition, although Nike never specified how many they actually made. I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That's going to take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. So included with the boots, as Nike does with most limited edition releases, they do come in a special box themed after the boot. So it's that light gray color with the Nike slash Mbappe slash Bondi branding throughout the entire box. And you'll notice on the front, it does have the metallic gold 93 kind of T90 inspired logo, which the 93 actually represents, based on my understanding, the area code of Bondy, which is the town or suburb or little area where Mbappe grew up in France. It also does have the French flag there at the top, kind of matching the detail you find on the collar of the boots. It says Mbappe on the front of the box. It has the 2 stars right here, which is pretty cool. It has his KM logo right there, Nike swoosh over there. And then if you guys are curious about the label, that's what it looks like. And then on the underside of the lid, there is this little tag right here that roughly translates to "without risk, there is no victory." And it says created to the exact specifications of Kylian Mbappe, with numbers that again make reference to the Bondy location, which is the main inspiration for this colorway. And along with that box, they also include a string bag that I think is probably the string bag of the year. As you can see, it is not the usual Nike string bag material. Instead, it's made out of this very soft, I don't even know what to describe this as, almost like a velvet. It's even softer and kind of like shiny on the inside. Really, really nice. You can see it does have the French detail right here at the top in the form of this little ribbon. It also has the 2 stars, a Nike swoosh in metallic gold, but it has the KM Kylian Mbappe logo there embossed in the bag with the Nike Bondi Mbappe kind of branding in like such small detail there on the front. It's got darker gray strings, and on the back, it has the 93 logo with the same embossed detailing. Really, really cool string bag. Very, very premium feeling. It gets a string bag rating of 10 out of 10.4. Let me just quickly remove the papier. As for the boots themselves, I think they look really, really good. This is a very unique colorway, which is so hard to do these days because we've had so many crazy colors over the years. Normally when something comes out, we can always say, this kind of looks like something that's been done before, but I don't think anybody can say that about this particular signature. Now, the inspiration here is his hometown or home city of Bondy, where apparently Mbappe fell in love with the game of football, which has obviously led him to where he is today as arguably one of the best players in the world, and likely to be the best player in the world in the coming years if everything goes according to plan. Now, the boots themselves have this light gray base to them, which is pretty noticeable in the pictures, I would say. What's not so noticeable though, and hopefully it comes through in this video, is this kind of blue tinge that you have to the translucent Nike skin covering. So the parts that aren't green or gold, you can kind of see it right there. It reflects in this like sky blue color, which is a very premium looking detail in person. Really like the way that that looks. As far as the pattern itself, again, kind of very Ninja Turtles looking in terms of the shape as well as the coloring. And we all know the Mbappe Ninja Turtles mask situation that happened a couple of years ago. Very, very funny. This is supposed to kind of represent the landscape of Bondy, based on my understanding. And then you'll find this one highlight in gold here on the tip of the toe, where you do again have that 93 T90 inspired logo. Apparently this being the geographic outline of the Bondy area as well. Again, based on my understanding, the press release from Nike was not very clear in kind of specifying what the details of this design were. You also find the Nike swoosh, which is positioned a little bit different than other Mercurial Vapor or Superflies of this generation, where you can see that again, it has the Nike, Mbappe, and Bondy detailing there, kind of debossed on the swoosh, which looks pretty good, and you have that on both sides. You're also going to find little details like the 2 stars right here for France right on the tip of the collar, and then on the opposite boot, the right boot, you will find the KM Kylian Mbappe, his brand new logo, which also looks really, really good. You'll also notice the French flag detailing right here on the inside of the collar, and then it kind of peeks out the back ever so slightly. On the back, they have modified the Mercurial M logo to say Mbappe instead of Mercurial, which I think looks really nice as well. And then on the outsole, you will find a wearable finish on the stud plates. Obviously more of that green pattern kind of fills in the middle of the split sole, but you have a kind of anodized green looking finish to the heel. And then you have more of that anodized green in the forefoot with, again, some metallic gold to match the gold accents you find in the swoosh, as well as this thing right here. Towards the end of the lace, you'll also find the very subtle Nike Mbappe Bondy detailing in gold. And then the insoles also have some extra details. They're both gray in color, but they are mismatched. One saying just Kylian Mbappe with his new logo, and the other one also having his logo, but having that same label that you saw on the underside of the box lid. Basically a saying made to the exact specifications of Kylian Mbappe, very, very similar to the tag that we've seen on Cristiano Ronaldo signatures. So the question is Mbappe the right guy to replace Cristiano Ronaldo? Nike seems to think so. So aside from the colorway and the $25 premium that you'll pay for pretty much any limited edition Nike boot, this is the same as any other Superfly 7 Elite. The Superfly being the variant of Mercurial that Mbappe seems to prefer, same as Cristiano Ronaldo, where Neymar is kind of the main face of the Vapor line, which used to make a lot more sense when the Vapor and the Superfly were legitimately different products. Now they're pretty much the same, one with a collar, one without, but that's the way Nike wants to do it, so I'm not going to argue with them. Either way, I think that the Superfly is every bit as good as the Vapor, although personally, I just prefer the look of the boot without the collar. What the collar really adds to the experience with the Superfly is honestly not much. It's pretty much just elasticated material. There's nothing here in the form of ankle support or any kind of added lockdown, contrary to what random commenters on the internet will tell you. I guess there is some benefit if you're gonna be wearing these on artificial grass, which you probably shouldn't be doing with the FG stud pattern, the only option available on this limited edition release. But it can, if you are playing on AG, help prevent those little kind of rubber pellets from getting inside the boots, which a lot of people like. And I have also found that when playing in wet weather, the collar, because it kind of seals around your ankle a little bit more tightly, it takes a little bit longer for water to seep into the boot. So it is possible that these will keep your feet drier for longer versus a low-cut construction, but that's something that's a little bit iffy. Beyond that, what makes this current generation of top-end Mercurial so special is the Flyknit upper with the integration of what they're calling high tenacity yarns, which is kind of like a derivative or a variation of Flywire / Brio cables that we've seen on the Mercurial series in the past, but it's more kind of integrated into the Flyknit, allowing for a much softer, more sock-like sensation across the entire foot, meaning that the boot just feels more comfortable. It moves more naturally with your foot. It doesn't have that overly stiff sensation like a lot of early Superflies had, but it's still very structurally sound and very responsive once you've tied the laces tight, which is kind of why I think this is the best speed boot on the market. And nothing at the moment, I don't think really comes that close if you're after a tight fit as well as overall responsiveness. The texturing and kind of general thickness of the upper makes for a very premium barefoot feel. Not quite as thin as some of the Teijin synthetic Mercurials that we used to have back in the day, but still very thin nonetheless. I haven't had too many people complain about that. You will notice, and this is something that I'm sure some of you guys have already pointed out in the comments, there is no ACC branding on this colorway or really any of the current Mercurials, even though it is supposedly a feature on this particular boot. Not that important, but definitely worth mentioning, I guess. You also find a central lacing system, obviously a one-piece construction because of the Flyknit upper that they've gone for. And then of course the split sole, which does still have the anatomic sole plate base, which I think is a very underrated feature on modern Mercurials. Really gives you this connected sensation where you sit into the sole plate rather than directly on top. Makes for that much more responsiveness when you're actually moving around. And as far as the stud pattern is concerned, for firm natural grass, there really isn't anything quite as aggressive as this. So as far as like the pinnacle of speed boots go, if you're after the latest and greatest technology, and honestly something that just fits like a second skin, I don't think there's anything quite like these. So as you can see, I have swapped out the stock gray laces, which do work with the upper. It's the same color effectively, but I've gone for something with a little bit more of an accent with the metallic gold details in the form of some metallic gold reflective SR4U replacement laces. It's a great way of changing up the style of your boots in a very inexpensive way. So if you're interested in some for yourself, the website to visit is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in some, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Honestly, I think these boots look even better on feet, and I kind of like the fact that they have a lighter color up top and then a green color for the base, just because it's not really going to show the grass stains that lighter colored boots would typically show. And I just like the look of having that contrast with the green and the gray, kind of blending in with the environment to a certain extent. As far as how the boots fit and feel, the current series of Mercurials is pretty excellent. The Flyknit upper wraps your foot very closely, but because of the reinforcement with the high tenacity yarns, it doesn't feel overly stiff. It moves very nicely with your feet, and the boot as a whole just feels very connected to your foot, which is exactly what you want from this style of football boot. It feels like an extension of your body rather than something that you have just strapped on your feet, which I think is really what makes the Mercurial series so special over almost any other speed boot out there right now. As far as width is concerned, width-wise, they do fit quite snug, but I definitely don't think that they are overly narrow. If you don't like tight-fitting boots, these are obviously not going to be a good option for you, and if you do have really wide feet, they're also probably not going to fit the best, but if you've worn Mercurials in the past and you like that tight fit, I don't think you're going to have any issues with the way that these fit and feel on feet. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you're looking to order some for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in some of these limited edition boots for yourself, keyword being that they are limited, they're not going to be around forever, you can click the first link down below. That's going to take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes to actually be able to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.